Very good. Is this a good background?
Yes, that's fine. There's more coffee?
Yeah. I'm Ruin.
Okay.
So you can give them coffee.
Everybody, we have with us Heimir Hallgrímsson, coach of the senior men's national team. Firstly, coach, let's recap what June has been like, the World Cup qualifiers and the Copa America, and then of course the way forward.
Well, June was a lot of games. First, 2 wins in the World Cup preliminaries. I would say pretty much secured our spot in the next round with these 2 wins. And then this preparation for Copa America, an important one for Jamaica. I think we learned a lot on it. Maybe not thinking back now after the loss against Venezuela, maybe not 100% ready, but a lot to learn from this experience. Good opponents, intensive games, first 2 games down to margins, and you need to fight for your margins. And this will be a good experience for the players, for the coaching staff, and for the federation.
And before we open the floor for questions, Coach, just want you to speak briefly about the way forward and also any other remarks that you would have.
No, just want, as it is now official, I have decided to step down as the national team coach for Jamaica. That was decided prior to the tournament. I had a good conversation with the president prior to the tournament and told him that was my decision to do this. So there's nothing taken because of results or something. This was pre-decided. Maybe I would say in my mind a few months back. So this is all done in good relationship with the federation, and we depart on a good note. This project is I think improving, and is always a delicate project, the Reggae Boyz, and we need to protect that going forward. So all on good notes, and I wish Jamaica all the best in the future, and I will be the first guy up in the stand when Jamaica qualifies for the World Cup. I will wear my Jamaica shirt and be the first guy the players will see in US when the World Cup starts in 2026.
And I'm sure over the last 2 years or so, there have certainly been individuals here that helped you get settled on the ground, and the staff, the players. I'm sure it's been a great experience though.
Yeah, I've acknowledged that I had a good meeting with the players, explaining yesterday my decision and reason for it. And at the same time, I just wanted people to realize how many have improved in their jobs. So we have had world-class fitness coaches, Sebastian Boxleitner, Pepe Lazaro, to help Lamar grow as a fitness coach. We've had a world-class analyst in Jose Costa, a Portuguese analyst, to help Kyle do his job better. We've had Darren Glenister from West Ham as a physio to help our medical team to grow. Bibi Gardner, Freddie Butler have been with us, sharing their experience as players, as coaches at high level, and more have helped us as a staff to grow. And I think this improvement stays at the federation, stays in the project, and the project is growing. And that's internal growth from the press officer, Simon, from the medical team, from the team manager, etc. This is just something that I think has been silent. The improvement has been silent. So I just wanted to express how much people have improved as professionals around this team, and that is the way forward.
All right, folks, you can now ask any questions that you have to Coach Hallgrímsson.
Coach, so you talked a little bit about the relationship between you and the JFF. Do you want to go into a little bit more detail from your end as to how it got to this point? Because it's a project, like you said, and the major objective of the project was to qualify for the World Cup, and we're just at sort of the start of that process. So you want to talk a little bit, expand a little bit further on that?
Now, let's first talk about the timing, because I thought looking forward, because I've already decided in my head I would step down as a coach. I thought this was the perfect moment because it gives the next one a Nations League cycle prior to the World Cup cycle. A lot of games now, September, October, November, to prepare the team for the important games that will come the year later. So I think that is a good timing to do this. To delay it would mean that the next coach will have shorter time to prepare and change things he wants to change. So that's the first thing. Secondly, I've not felt good in the environment. Is a lot of reasons why. No disrespect to people or angry with the people in charge. Absolutely not. Of course, we have disagreements how we do things, and that's just normal. That not everybody is on the same page how to do things. So, but I haven't felt good in this environment. So when that happens and you can change the environment, you only have two choices. Either you stay for money or for the glory of taking this team to the World Cup, or you leave the environment. If you cannot change it, you only have two choices. And I've decided this was my time to leave the environment.
Ronaldo Adams, any questions from your end?
Coach Halgrimson, obviously you are leaving now, but do you think there will be any plausible reasons for a way back in the future for you and your staff?
Yeah, I am taking this decision on my own. I'm not taking staff with me away from Jamaica. Everybody around me was hired by JFF. I think the goalkeeper coach was the only one that I persuaded to come. Otherwise, Meron Gordon, John Wall was, for example, hired before me. So that was not my decision. It would be the assistant coaches. Lamar was there before Simon was hired, yes, after I came. But all the staff was hired, not in relation to me. So and that is me going on. I'm sorry, I lost the track. You were asking, is there a way back? Sorry, yes. Is there a way back?
If there, by any chance, there will be a change of heart later on.
You should never in life, you should never close doors in your life. And I really love the players. I've grown fond of a lot of people in Jamaica. I have a lot of respect for this project. So you should never say never, but at this moment, I don't think so.
Do you think either Coach Meron or Coach Wall can take up the reins?
Well, that's the good thing with growth and development, that you can use what has been done for the last 2 years. Growth is not restarting everything from scratch. So growth is building on what has been done. And I think we can all agree on that. I will leave my shirt in a better place. There's a lot of data work, data analysis, files of checklists and all kinds of stuff that now was not present when I started. And I leave this with the JFF, all this work. Now when a new coach comes in, he doesn't need to look at every player everywhere. It's all on file, what players are available, what young players are coming, what players are playing in the league in Jamaica, plus all the players that are have the possibility of playing for Jamaica in the future with passport. So all this data is available and it's already been given by me to the JFF. And so the continuity can keep on growing. I would though say, to have two assistant coaches that have been working in this project, for me, it would be obvious that the JFF would start to look there to see what they can get from those guys. And even Meron, before we came, was already assistant coach for the national team. So I would think that is an obvious first choice, at least first thought for the GFF. But I'm not taking decisions for them. But it is really important to keep on growing and building on what we have been doing, is to use the staff that we have had, that have the knowledge and have been working in this environment for now 2 years.
Coach, any preliminary thoughts on what's next for you?
Well, for sure, I'm going to take a week without football, with my family, enjoying, and my thoughts are on this moment, maybe sometime in the future, finding an environment, a growth environment where I can learn, where I can improve, etc. But, you know, I've always lived with the philosophy that if you push and you do well, they will always lead to something else or better. Well, if not, I am a dentist and I have a clinic in Iceland, so I can go back to dentistry, and that's not a bad job.
Coach, I'm sure you wanted to see the team succeed and to always put their best foot forward. And part of succeeding is to always have the best players available to you. There is an article circulating online today, and part of that article states that you continuously pushed to include Leon Bailey in the squad for the Copa America, regardless of his stance and so on and so forth. Are you able to clarify this?
That is not the reason for me departing, some argument about a player. And that is not a reason for me to leave in a financial one, by far. So it's not about argument about players or argument about salaries or payments. So we can wipe that one out. That is just a false news.
Any message for the fans and Jamaicans across the globe?
No, keep on supporting these players. It was a little bit disappointing how few Jamaicans supported the guys, and at the same time, really a compliment to the people of Venezuela, how they supported their team tonight. It was amazing. It was a great experience to see the passion and the support they got. I know Jamaicans don't have as many people, but this group of players will go to the World Cup, and they will need support both financially and on the pitch. And Jamaicans need to stick together to see this happen, because I know all Jamaicans would like this team to go to the World Cup.
So, Coach, you're going to leave a legacy, of course. So my thing is 3 players in particular, young players. Mbikisa, Leroy Emerson, and Kathleen Dixon. So you believe in them, you put them in the team, and in games. What do you have to say to them in terms of the future that you saw in them, why you chose to bring them in the team?
No, I think everybody that saw these players, you're forgetting Dijon Richards as well. So if a player is good enough when he is 17, 18, you know, we should play him. He is the future, and you know, I've also played players 35, 36.
Yeah.
You know, if you're good enough, you should play the national team. That's my philosophy.
Right.
Young or old, but these players for sure, if they play their cards correct. You never know with young players.
Right.
You never know. They might take a wrong decision and then they kind of get lost, and it has happened to a lot of players. And I hope a player like Kahim will take the correct steps in his career, not thinking financial. Now it's football growth for him, and he's a smart kid. So I know he will take correct positions. Dexter Lambikiza, I think he's not a young player anymore, even though he hasn't many years on his passport. But he's just ready. He's a good player today. The same with our goalkeepers is amazing how good goalkeepers Jamaica has. And we even had Jaden Hibbert, who went with us to Trinidad. Amazing young kid, a apparently, very strangely, he went to the same school as Blake and Jamali, so it's kind of the same project, same platform for them. So that is a position where Jamaica is really rich in. But to have young players is just something that we should protect.
And technically, did you see improvements in those three that I mentioned from the time you brought them in the team to where they are today?
Yeah, well, they all had kind of different approach in the team. So Kahim got like games, I think in Trinidad first, with kind of a domestic squad. We needed, and just put Dexter Lampiquiza in the game in Azteca against Mexico, and he needed to play against one of the best wingers in the world. And he just showed from day one that he was ready. So it's just different ways these guys came in the team. Karoy, we've been watching. Jamaica is a little bit lacking central midfielders playing at a high level. And he was at a young age playing at a high level. So we just wanted to see how he did. And from day one, he has been growing in the team. And the best thing about these kids is that they're good team players. They're good persons. And it's good to work with them and have them in the squad. They're respectful to the elders. They listen. And that's not only good players, they're good persons.
The right attitude.
Any further questions?
Coach, during the match today, it has been a continuous actions that I've been noticing or observing throughout all three matches. Whereas we are supposed to have veterans in the team, however, there doesn't seem to be much leadership on the pitch. Whereas there are times when players are not taking accountability for misplaced passes. I am blaming you, you're blaming me. Do you think this has been part of the issue as to why the team didn't excel or even get a result from one of the three matches?
I would like just to answer this question with a no. I don't think that has been the case. I think there has been accountability and responsibility in all the matches. I know this game was a little bit different because we had nothing to play for other than the pride. And of course, when you play a national team game, you should always want to do your best to represent your country. But I just felt when we conceded, especially the second goal, it was difficult to go and reach some energy where they were not lacking that one in the first two games. So I wouldn't agree with what you're saying and not taking responsibility or not taking a leadership role, because a lot of these players have taken a leadership role on trainings, on meetings, and on the pitch. I think a lot of players are leading by example, and I don't think you can point at any player and said he was not trying to do his best this tournament. There will always be passes that will be misplaced, but not putting in an effort. I don't think you can point at a player and said he was not trying to do his best.
Thank you, Coach.
Can I get one more, please?
Yeah.
Very tough job being the head coach of the Reggae Boyz. What's one recommendation, I'll use recommendation, that you will have to your successor?
Well, like I said, my book is open for him. I love this project, and I know this project will be successful. It might take a little time. There's a lot of players that want to join this project and help Jamaica qualify. So the future is exciting, and there will be a lot of coaches that will fight for this job. Because this is an exciting job for a coach. A lot of work has been done. My book is open. So if the next coach wants to have information or my advice, I'm a phone call away. And I will support this project. I will, if the JFF wants me to help in any way, I'm a phone call away.
All right. Thank you, folks.